You probably know that freight trains are an important means for moving cargo. But have you ever thought about the system that keeps things running smoothly as changes are made at every stop? Carriages are typically set in a specific sequence, and each carriage may carry different items or materials. Other carriages can also be added or removed without disrupting the rest of the order. Much like a freight train, JavaScript has a piece of functionality that allows you to store and rearrange sequenced collections of items. This is called an array. In this video, I'll guide you through how to build an array and access its contents. I'll also demonstrate how JavaScript stores the contents of the array and indexes its values. Let's say that you want to emulate a toy freight train using JavaScript. On this train, each carriage has a number painted on its side and is presented in sequence, starting from 0. Using JavaScript, you'll assign some cargo to each carriage. For the first one, let's input var carriage 0 equals wheat. Great. Now when you inspect the contents of carriage 0, you'll get back the word wheat. You can use the same approach to model your entire train. Let's say you do just that and end up with 5 variables of different values. You've just built a train with 5 carriages, each holding different cargo. Now let's make things interesting and introduce a second train. This one only has 2 carriages, with the number 0 and 1 painted on the sides. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, you can't use the variable names carriage 0 and carriage 1 because they're already taken. You could use more descriptive names such as train 2 carriage 0 and train 2 carriage 1, but that feels a bit wordy. Another problem is that you need to signal that these variables are a collection belonging to train 2, but when written this way, JavaScript doesn't understand that. Luckily, we can fix this. To make JavaScript understand that we will group a sequence of variables in a collection, we use arrays. You can build an array using the array literal syntax, which is an opening square bracket followed by a closing one. The array is currently empty, but JavaScript now understands that we will provide a collection of items. So let's assign that collection to the train1 variable. Finally, let's add carriages to the train1 array by typing in the item names with each separated by a comma. So, now we have a train, but what happened to the carriage numbers? Not to worry, behind the scenes JavaScript gives each item a number, starting from 0, that corresponds to its place in the sequence. You can then use these numbers to access each carriage. For example, typing train1 followed by 0 encased in brackets will access the value inside carriage 0, which is wheat in this case. To summarize, arrays help us achieve several things in JavaScript. Arrays signal that the assigned values all belong to a group. These values are ordered in a sequence, and each one can be accessed through its index number in that sequence. In this video, you learned how to build an array in JavaScript. You also learned how JavaScript sequences array items using an index value.